Feels like temperature for a lot of people today, over 100 degrees, plenty of hot weather with us lately. We're not the only ones heading outside despite it. A tiny but dangerous threat is on the move. We're talking about ticks. Here now is Dr. Nancy Hinkle, a professor of entomology at UGA's College of Agricultural Environmental Sciences. Welcome to The Take. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, this is a conversation my youngest, who's going to be a fourth grader, always says, Mom, he points to every freckle he has and says, is this a tick? Do a tick check, because his teachers have talked to him about this. When people think of dangerous bugs in Georgia, a lot of people think about mosquitoes right off the bat. In fact, there's a confirmed case of mosquitoes with West Nile and South Fulton right now, so we want to be careful when it comes to mosquitoes. But why should ticks be getting just as much attention, especially now?
Well, we are abundantly blessed with ticks. We have 23 different species of ticks in Georgia, so there's always one lurking out there ready to find you. Unfortunately, in Georgia, ticks are active year-round. So even though we think about this time of year when we're out and about and enjoying Georgia's outdoors, the perfect time to acquire ticks may be any time of the year, unfortunately. And ticks do transmit disease agents. They suck your blood, and in so doing can exchange with your blood some of the things that they are carrying. And these can be pathogens that carry a variety of different diseases.
I think that's a very nice way that you're saying abundantly blessed with 23 species of ticks. I look at the video of these guys and blessed is not the word we think of, right? But it is so important. You talked about the diseases that these can carry, especially if they are in your skin for a long period of time. It's really important if you notice one to find it quickly and remove it as fast as you can, right? Time is of the essence to protect yourself.
That's exactly the trick. Yes, doing a daily tick check. You pretty much started the interview with the conclusion of the interview. Do a tick check daily. If you've been anywhere where there's a possibility there could be a tick, do a tick check. Now, ticks are very small. You've probably seen them, so you can appreciate this is the size of a tick. This is an unfed tick. Now, once they've had a blood meal, of course, they get much larger. Their little tummy fills up, and they look large. If you've seen one on your dog, I hope you've never seen one on yourself that's this large, but that's what a tick looks like after it's had its blood meal.
Wow.
So get them off before you reach that point. And that's why it's important to do a daily tick check. Do it on yourself and do it on your kids. If you want to, you can have a very close friend or a beloved one assist you with this project, but it needs to be done daily. If you get the tick off within 24 hours, it vastly reduces the chance of any transmission of the disease.
All right, 24 hours is the key. And the quicker you get them out, the easier it is to get rid of those little guys. Ugh, it just kind of makes me cringe a little bit. I did find one on my daughter once, and we had to get it out of there quick. Totally freaked her out, but she's fine. How much has the tick population in Metro Atlanta maybe changed in the last decade? And is it something folks are underestimating maybe in their own backyards?
I think just about anywhere in Georgia, yes, you can find ticks, even in the metropolitan area. There are enough areas that are still reasonably wild, and they have wildlife. And anytime there are animals moving through, they can potentially drop a few ticks and leave them for you to find. So we need to be alert even in the parks and the recreational areas in the metropolitan area of Atlanta and other large cities. And I would recommend, I know this sounds nerdy, but if you're going to be out in an area that is potentially tick-filled, consider wearing long pants, light-colored, khaki or white, and tuck the bottom of your pants into your socks. I know it sounds nerdy. It is, but it will prevent ticks from getting onto your skin. As long as ticks are crawling on your pants, that's fine. That's what we want them to do. You can find them and you can destroy them before they get to your skin. But if they're crawling up your bare legs and getting up under your shorts, that's what we want to avoid. So wear long pants and tuck them into your socks. And also, you can consider using a product like the one shown here. There are many of them. The main trick is to know that they contain permethrin, and these can be applied to your clothing, only to your clothing, not to your skin. If you want to treat your skin as well, then use a product that has DEET in it. And there's a variety of them. We all know OFF, that contains DEET, but there are a variety of other products out there that contain DEET as well. So DEET for the skin, permethrin for your gear and clothing.
Okay, good to know. Hey, not nerdy, just wise. Think of it as wise, because you showed us those ticks, and it's worth tucking our pants into our socks. No doubt about that. And it's a 2-for-1, right? That DEET, because that's good for the mosquitoes. And we just talked about that West Nile as well. What's one myth that you wish you could debunk about ticks or tick-borne diseases right now?
There are a variety of tick-borne diseases, but they all pretty much have the same symptomatology. You develop a fever, body aches, headache, and that is such a generalized description. It could be just about any disease, so it has to be diagnosed by a physician. If you have a history of tick exposure, for instance, if you've been bitten by a tick in the last 6 weeks, that would probably be something to raise with your physician. Hey, I have been bitten by a tick in the last 6 weeks. Do you think I have a tick-borne disease? And in that case, there might be a reason for a blood test, and that would then confirm what particular disease you were carrying. Now remember, the vast majority of ticks in Georgia do not carry pathogens. You don't have to worry about disease organisms. But let's just assume that they do, because we don't want any ticks sucking our blood. Get them off, remove them before they have a chance to suck your blood.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So how is UGA working with local agencies to track and maybe map ticks in Metro Atlanta? And what are some of the hot spots specifically that you may be watching?
I think anywhere where there is wildlife. And in Georgia, we've got white-tailed deer just about everywhere. So if you have seen a deer in the area, presume that there's a likelihood that ticks are in the area. Now, certainly some habitats are more facilitated for ticks, and they like those areas, and you're going to have higher numbers of ticks. But again, just about any place with trees and grass likely has a population of ticks, even though it may be low.
All right, well, here we are in the city of the trees, which is why we're talking about it. Abundantly blessed with ticks, and appreciate you giving us abundant information so we can keep them off of our skin. Dr. Nancy Hinkle, thanks so much for the time.